Hello, welcome to our devotional time here at Temple Baptist Church in Poplar, Bluff, Missouri. Today we're going to be in the book of 2 Timothy chapter 1, and we're going to look at verse 8. And as I always do, I encourage you to maybe read a little bit more of the text that these verses come out of, and I would encourage you today to look at verse 3 through 14. And Paul here is a prisoner in Rome, and when he wrote this letter, and he was not there for any capital crime that he had done. He was there simply because he had preached the gospel. And so, at the time Paul is writing this letter, the persecution of the Christians was widespread. I mean, it was all over at that time. The Sanhedrin, those that were against it were really persecuting those that were for it. And, many at that time were imprisoned. Many at that time had been killed for their belief. And in this letter to Timothy that Paul is writing here it was intended to be an encouragement to Timothy and not to be ashamed of Christ or of Paul. Paul and his sufferings, but and instead of that, he wanted to join him in suffering for the faith. So let's look and see what verse 8 has to say. In 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 8, "Therefore do not be ashamed of the testimony of our Lord, nor of me his prisoner." So, don't be ashamed of the Lord, don't be ashamed of me in the condition that I am in, but share with me in the suffering for the gospel according to the power of God. Many people kind of seem to have been ashamed of their belief in God. If we're ashamed of that, we really are to be ashamed, hadn't we? The world and what it teaches. Some feel great social pressure, don't we, when we're out and about to compromise our biblical views and that. And our suffering are not just unique to us. We think, well, it's just me. I'm the only one suffering, but it's not. They are also experienced by Christians throughout the world, many times in a much greater way than what we are. If I'm persecuted today because I say something about Jesus, somebody laughs at me or makes fun of me, what really has it done to me? It hasn't done anything, it just, but Paul here is really reaching out to Timothy, and, you read on down in verse 12, and like I said, I encourage you to look at verses 3 through 14. "For this reason I also suffer these things. Nevertheless, I am not ashamed." He said, "I'm not ashamed of what's happened to me, for I know whom I have believed, and am persuaded that he is able to keep what I have committed to him until that day." So our motto here at Temple is "the best is yet to be." We can be persecuted here, but don't be ashamed of the testimony of the Lord. Don't be ashamed of what Jesus has done for us. Don't be ashamed to share it and tell others the good news. Come and be a part of our services here at Temple. We invite you to be here on Sunday mornings. Our first service starts at 8. Then at 9 o'clock we have Sunday school classes. I think we have a class for any age group that would want to come. Then we have our second service Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. And then Sunday night we meet at 6 o'clock and Wednesday nights at 7. Come and be a part of our services. May God bless you.